Okay, so we're here with Britt Den from Lone Star Auto Auction, and we're doing a FaceTime chat because Britt is our first certified clerk from our clerk simulation training, successfully passed last week. So I'm going to give a round of applause because I'm the only one here. And, Britt, first of all, tell us what your role is at Lone Star.
I do outside sales, and I also am in charge of training all of the simulcast clerks and block clerks.
Okay, so what is your training procedure like now?
Now we have them come in before the auction, maybe the day before, and kind of do just a dry run through because it's a little easier to explain all of the buttons. But it's really hard for the girls to get a real world concept of the actual system when there's not a live auction going on. And then we'll kind of shadow them or have them shadow us for maybe their first sale, and then try them out on during a live sale and just kind of watch over their shoulder and kind of learn as they go.
So do they watch a full sale and then you let them on the actual screen the next sale, or?
I mean, it'll kind of depend on the person. I'll usually let them watch me for half the sale their first day, and then kind of put them on and guide them through, the rest of the sale while I'm right there.
Okay.
It's hard to explain the process.
I think everybody gets it, and everybody who's watching the video. Yeah, everybody who's watching the video, I think, really can relate. But I want them to know that this is your experience in doing this is the same as theirs. So,
right.
and exactly what you're doing is what we did at an auction that I worked at, and what I think everybody else really does.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I wanted, and now that you have a sense of what the simulator does, what did you think about the structure of the clerk simulation and the course that went with it?
Well, I mean, if it's for a new clerk that's never done the training, I think it teaches them the order that things go in, and that it's a repetition on every single car. And for existing clerks like myself, I think that it's really beneficial because it changes your thought process on what your buyers are getting on their end, and how to just become better at clerking in general, engaging your audience.
And now you're saying existing clerk, and I think I forgot to mention that you've been doing this quite a while in clerking, right?
I've been clerking. Well, I've been here for 8 years.
For 8 years, and so you've been able to pick up something from the simulator.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to talk upper management into having our auctioneers as well.
I think that's great, and
I really think they don't know what it's like to clerk, and I think that it would just make them even better. And I always tell our girls or guys that are on the block, you guys are like a family. Like, you have to operate as a team, and if they know what you're doing and needing and expecting, then
and it comes across. It comes across to the customers, right? Because if you're in sync, or if you're disconnected, the customers are going to get that sense on the other side. When a clerk can't keep up, right?
When I was trained, which was a long time ago, technology's really come a long way in the last 5 years. When I was taught that a good clerk was never seen nor heard. But with all of the changes in technology, I think that it's completely opened up, and communication needs to be worked on from both ends.
That's absolutely exactly the direction that we're going, and this is what's kind of built into the training. And I think you're exactly right that if the auctioneers can kind of get this experience as well, that might be something all auctions should take under consideration.
Absolutely.
So you clerked yesterday, and that was the first time you clerked since you've taken the training, right?
Yes.
And what did you feel was different prior to training than clerking yesterday after you've had the training?
I think before, I really only engaged customers one-on-one if they were bidding on a car. And yesterday, I found myself really like pushing them to start bidding, not just paying attention to them once they had placed a bid. And I had a couple people that had like chatted back with me because I was, where are my online guys? Come on, you guys, you're giving me a bad reputation. Just kind of hyping them, and a lot of them I know. I've been on the road for years and years now, so a lot of them are my friends, and so they were, and then they had asked me questions, and it was really awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, one of the biggest questions that I get, and one of the things that, the reason why anyone is hesitant to take on training is because they're like, well, that's not the interface that my clerk uses. They use a whole different screen. But here's the thing. When you took this training, you went from whatever screen you're using to using the simulator, which is a different screen. So tell me what you think about that scenario. If somebody brought that up as an obstacle, what would you have to say to them about that?
I mean, technology changes all the time. You might not be using that same system, forever. And I really like learning new things. It was easy to use. It was user friendly, and it's basically the same setup. Things are in different areas, but it's the same general premise. Why would you not want to learn something new?
And the other thing about that is that when a clerk comes from another auction, right, that doesn't have the same technology as yours, they're still a little bit more desirable because the biggest obstacle is being able to hear the auctioneer and understand his language and deliver that to your audience, right? Is that one of the hardest obstacles to overcome?
Yeah, as long as you know the language and you understand the overall process, you should be able to use any system.
Perfect.
But I'm a veteran,
So, well, and that's a nice segue to my next question, because what I want to ask is, do you think the Clerk Simulator prepares a clerk for the real live auction experience?
Yes, and that's something that we've never been able to do before for our clerk training. It's, let me explain this to you, but, we have no auctioneer, there's no real world feel, and then the next day we've got, the chaos of auction day, and you can't really explain to them. So I think that it's awesome. I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Britt, for joining us today. I really appreciate having you, and and we will be talking.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you.